So BXBulletTV, which is a channel that I'm pretty sure not a lot of people know about, has decided to come after Tipster. Now, just to be upfront before this video even starts, I'm a little bit more biased towards Tipster. I've been a fan of his since I was like 12, I would say. You know, I watched a lot of his videos growing up, and then recently he commented on one of my videos about Idoicy, which increased my fandom for him even more. So I am going to be naturally more inclined to be on his side. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm not. But I do think that even from looking at this from an outside perspective, you can see that he's in the right here. So BXBullets is someone who's already been in the limelight before for allegedly beating their kid, which wasn't true. And she also was like being like really rude to the kid and like constantly throwing him out of the room, even though he was like couldn't sleep or something.
Bits. Guys, you better get vaccinated, okay? And if you don't want to, I'm going to forcibly inject you with a blow dart, okay? Go to sleep. Sure. Drop the eDate command and it'll explain it, but they are sub only for now. Rapers, who were like, you know, talking shit about black people, like really horribly. Oh my gosh, you scared me. Hey, you're about to get in big trouble. We're not doing this again tonight. Get out. Hey.
You might look.
So yeah, we're dealing with a real classy person here. They seem to have a really weirdly inflated sense of self. You know, I saw one tweet about them talking about how they were trying to avoid people gaslighting them into thinking that they were unintelligent. Okay, whatever, you know, if you want to think you're smart, I'm not gonna hold that against you. Like, just think you're smart. But what I will hold against somebody is when they're trying to be smug and prove a point as if, hey, I'm smart, so what I say is true and you should just believe me. And we're gonna see a big example of that today. So without further ado, let's get into the actual Twitter drama. BXBullet Genius gets baited by a parody account on Twitter again and implies Tipster is a creep who only chats with kids. She's now tagging YouTube and trying to get him banned. So, as you know, I talk about people trying to get others banned all the time. It feels like my bread and butter, honestly. I talk about a lot of other stuff, but it feels like right now the current landscape is to try to get somebody that you don't like just banned completely. You don't talk it out. You don't figure out why exactly you don't like a person. You pretty much just say, hey, this person doesn't deserve a platform. They gotta go. So we're going to look at two of the tweets from this account that I do want you to note the ad of because it's going to come into play later. But BXBullets is claiming that this is the official Tipster account. God, you are even more annoying than I thought. Glorifying shootings and an attempt to make money so you can buy stripper outfits for men to jack off to. What a dork, lol. As soon as this series goes live, I will be asking people to flag this down. Absolutely pathetic. I don't know about you, but it feels odd to even recognize an account like this just because they're responding to you. I mean, obviously, like if you saw something like this and you were to somehow think that it was the real Tipster, because they have similar usernames but not quite the same, I could see getting angry, you know. So if he said something like that about me under one of my videos, I'd be aggravated. I wouldn't go to this point. I'd probably make a video about it and explain why it was wrong. But BXBullet doesn't feel like doing that because it's easier just to put out a tweet, and that's exactly what she did when she said, this 120,000 YouTube channel reported me while also breaking YouTube community guidelines by harassing me. Mystery solved. Please share this so people know who the enemies of freedom are. YouTube creators at YouTube, this is how you treat your female creators? So there's a ton of problems with this. You know, the reason I misspoke there for a second is not only Also, I want to get out of the way. Nobody's ever said anything about this, but I did want to say it for myself. I, for some reason, will just speed through reading these things and I'll skip over them. And sometimes I'll read it back again. I don't know why I do it. I just gotta slow down when I read it. But in that case, I sort of skipped a beat because I was just really confused by the sexual harassment part. Like, I kind of remembered seeing that, but I thought it was, I didn't remember, I thought it was just harassment. Even now it's throwing me off a little bit because the only thing I can think of is like him making fun of her outfits. That's sexual harassment. That's setting a bit of a low bar. I don't like to trivialize things like that. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just not understanding things. Maybe I've got it all wrong. But the way I see it is just trivializing it completely by saying, oh, well, you know, he's sexually harassing me because he is saying these things where he said, oh, you wear dumb outfits. Your outfits are just for simpy dudes. Like, I don't know. It's just over dramatic in my eyes. But then she decided to quote tweet it and say, by the way, I am fully aware that he's going to say that's a fake account, lol, and then try to use that to troll me on his main account because he's a 30-year-old man who hangs out with 15-year-old boys like a creep. I mean, can you prove that it's a real account? I'm genuinely curious. Like, do you have some sort of proof? Are you just saying this? Because I have a feeling that you're just saying this of like, oh, well, I know he's just gonna say, oh, it's a fake account, lol, and then use that to troll me. Yeah, he should. If you're claiming that he's doing all these bad things and it's so clearly a fake account, that would have taken like 10 seconds of research. Because I found Tipster's real, actual Twitter profile. You know, all this investigative journalism took me was about 3 seconds of typing, Tipster. Yeah, just type in Tipster. And then you see, instead of I'm just so tippy, which was the account that was trolling you, you see that it's just so tippy. Again, it's just, you're just trying to jump out on a scandal. You're just trying to be the center of attention, all right? And hey, some people are just like that, to where they're like, yeah, I need attention, so I'm gonna do dumb stuff. It's unfortunate, but I mean, what can you even really do? You just gotta call it out, honestly, because I don't know if this person is like self-aware or not. It's really throwing me off because on one hand, I'm like, there's no way that they're actually like this out of touch. But at the same time, I'm also thinking like, what kind of person would think that type of thing? Like, oh, this is a fake account, and I know it's a fake account, but I'm not gonna say that, and I'm gonna come at him and try to criticize him for criticizing me about going after him for attacking him with I'm literally tripping over the mental gymnastics here. Basically, she later on she's gonna have like a bunch of conspiracy theories, and we're gonna get into that. But right now we just have a incomplete puzzle, okay? And that's a completely whack statement. I don't even know what I was saying there, to the point of I said whack. I haven't heard somebody say whack in like a long time. Tipster is a 40-year-old man who hangs out with a group of toxic teenagers in the YouTube drama sphere. They support maps and non-offending pedos who joke about R-wording kids on YouTube and have been trying to get me to platform for over a year. Well, it'd be nice if you included like pictures of them trying to get you deplatformed, and pictures of them supporting maps, and pictures of them supporting non-offending pedos. It just sounds like you're throwing out baseless accusations here. And of course we have Nick Diorio taking a screenshot of this and saying, maybe try watching your kid once in a while and put down the bottle. Obviously talking about her previous scandal, and also the fact that she was like allegedly an alcoholic, which, I mean, if someone's calling you like pro pedo, then you're probably gonna come back swinging. So, you know, it's a bit much. I really don't like bringing kids and mothers and other people into dramas. If I criticize Ethan Klein, I'm criticizing Ethan Klein. If I criticize Nicholas Diorio, I'm criticizing Nicholas Diorio. I don't care about their kid. I can care about like their neglect of their kid if I want to criticize that point, but I don't know how bad the alcoholism is, and I'm not saying that he overstepped a boundary, because like he just made a joke, but like maybe chill out. Like, it's a joke that's not really that bad, but if I heard it said around me, I'd be like, all right, chill out. Now, Tipster came out with a couple of tweets on his own, and the first one was, at BXBullets advocates for free speech all while trying to have me deplatform. And for what? Because she fell for a fake Tipster account. Effing hypocrite. You know, that is something I find pretty funny, how she's like, oh, we gotta stand for free speech. These people are trying to deplatform me. Okay, this person that I don't like has a fan that's trying to troll me. I'm gonna make a big stink about it and try to get him deplatformed off of YouTube. It's really dumb. And we also got a tweet from Tipster where he's talking about how he reached out to BXBullet, and I'm not gonna read all of these text messages, well, there are DMs over Twitter, but I'm going to link them in the description. If you really care, you can read them on your own, or you can open up another tab and read them while you're listening to this, because I don't think they're really important. But what is important is how she clearly is not interested in making peace at all through any of this. Like, it's just so ridiculous, and it does give you a boost to be in controversy on the internet. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it doesn't, because that'd just be a bold-faced lie. The more your name gets out there, the more people are interested, and they're like, oh, what's up? Oh, they have a YouTube channel. Oh, let me go check that out. Oh, they have this controversial title. Let me click on it. Oh, I don't like that. Let me leave a comment. Engagement goes up, and they're earning more money regardless of whether you dislike it or you leave a negative comment. That's still engagement, and it still boosts their stuff. Now, with all of this going on, Tipster announced that he was going to be doing a stream about the whole situation. Now, I'll be completely honest, I watched a good amount of it, and it wasn't like super hard-hitting journalism where he was giving like different facts off of like, oh, here's what led up to this. We were, talking in this way. We used to be ex-friends. It was just him discussing the situation pretty much like I discussed it with you right here. I'll link it all as well, just so that you can go look at it for yourself if you really want to. But I did see a group of interesting tweets that were on this stream that led me to even more after I left the stream, and I want to talk about those as well. So the first one, almost like YouTube could be taking action against the actual murderers, waving guns around and talking about killing people in music videos, quote unquote, and inciting people to commit crime. Not commit crimes, but commit crime. Instead of all the investigative journalists. But oh well, sorry guys. I don't know why she considers herself an investigative journalist. If she's an investigative journalist, I'm an investigative journalist. And I'm not an investigative journalist. I'm just somebody with a mic who likes to criticize people, really. Just because you went and looked at a couple Reddit threads doesn't make you an investigative journalist, okay? Just because you watched a couple YouTube videos and then you took a couple screen caps from it doesn't make you an investigative journalist, because that means that literally every commentator is an investigative journalist, and they're not, okay? It's just so weird to see people on YouTube take this thing that's just supposed to be chill and sort of like laid back, and everybody just sort of doing their own thing. Nobody's really being like super corporate, and they've taken this to this extreme level where like so many things are like super corporate now, and like there's these YouTubers that would just do jokes normally, right? But now they're considering themselves as comedians, and people who decide that they're going to look into a topic and talk about it, all of a sudden they're investigative journalists. Like, dude, just chill out and make YouTube videos, okay? It's just the internet. I feel like a lot of people don't really get that, weirdly enough. Like, they just think that this is the end all be all. This is it. You got to get it in the air. You got to be able to do the best you possibly can. You got to elevate yourself to a position. And it's just such a waste of time. At YouTube, at Team YouTube, is it because you are somewhat complicit in these mass shootings and acts of violence and don't want anyone exposing the way these kids are using YouTube and other social media platforms to organize and radicalize? Is that why you revoked my partnership? This woman really has it twisted. I mean, she has like 3,000 subscribers. I guarantee you YouTube is not shaking in their boots going, oh my goodness. They've exposed how YouTube is being used for these mass shootings. She talks about shootings sometimes, and that's probably partly why she got her partnership revoked. Because when you talk about controversial things, that's not what YouTube wants on their platform. It's unfortunate because a lot of these darker topics, these more uncomfortable topics, need to be covered, and I don't think BXBullet should have lost her partnership, and I don't think Tipster, how do I say it like that? I don't think Tipster should have lost his partnership either, because if you go to his channel, there's never any ads on there. So I'm guessing that he got his partnership revoked. He also said it on the stream last night that he got kicked out twice. And I assumed at first that he got back in, but apparently not. So I went to Twitter to look at her Twitter page specifically, just so I could get more info on the whole partnership revoking. And so she said, "I've been demonetized and removed from the YouTube Partner Program for a factually accurate, non-glorifying, and extremely well-researched documentary of the Parkland High shooting. It's Highland Park. So I just lost my revenue to continue the project. It's like being at the butt of a morbid joke." Now, this woman pretty much has the same metrics as me. She'll get like a couple hundred views per video, which is about where I'm at. I don't think that's a lot of money that's going to be pulled in. Like, it doesn't seem like it's very high. And you're covering already controversial subjects, so your CPM is probably going to be lower. That's the amount that you make per 1,000 views. And you're not even reaching that sometimes, which isn't all, I'm not making fun of you for that because, glass house, but still, like, I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers yet, but I don't get on here and, complain about like, oh, I talked about Keffels in my video that got 500 views, got demonetized. Like, oh, well, what did you lose? 50 cents? Like, I don't even know. What kind of revenue? Maybe they were like sponsored. I don't know what company would sponsor a video about a school shooting though. That'd be interesting. I didn't watch the video all the way through. They're somewhat dramatic. The scripting is all right, but like the way that she delivers it is almost like it's a very showman-y, right? I feel like Haley Elizabeth is really good at like talking about true crime and not being like overly pompous, but not being like super nonchalant at the same time. And I think that that's the approach that she should take, because the way she's doing it now just feels so weird. It's just like, please stop talking like that. He and his Dharmatube buddies obviously make fake accounts of each other and use them to harass other creators, and then when the creators respond, they make 30-minute YouTube videos calling them stupid for falling for fake accounts. Yes, really. But I'm sure it's just a coincidence that I got banned off YouTube 30 minutes after his fake account threatened to mass report me, right? So, first of all, it's funny that I'm crossing the 30-minute threshold on the recording of this video, so I'm saying the sentence. It's going to be shorter than that. I'm going to cut it down. But still, like, it obviously make fake accounts. If it's so obvious, why don't you have proof? And as far as I can see, yes, it is a coincidence that you got banned off of YouTube 30 minutes after his fake account threatened to mass report you. You know why? Because if it was something that Tipster did, you would have a screenshot of him calling for it. You would have some sort of leaked Discord message. You would have something. How is he communicating with people to mass report? Mass report means more than one person. Is there like a... So Tipster's got like 114,000 subscribers, right? Is there like a group chat? Because I've been subscribed to him for a while. Ain't no group chat that I've been invited to. This is obviously just so ridiculous and honestly puts her integrity into doubt. And as much as that feels cringy to say, like, that's really what I think. Like, why are you trying to make all these conspiracy theories up? And then you want us to feel bad for you because your well-researched documentary on a shooting got taken down and you got demonetized for it. Like, maybe you had false information. And if they're wrongfully taking away your monetization according to you, then what makes you think that they're going to handle the Tipster situation good? And is it only good for people to lose their platforms or their monetization when it's not you? It's fine. your morals just flip and flop based on like whether it happens to you or whether it happens to somebody else. And I'm really not trying to grandstand here, okay? I know it kind of sounds like that, that's why I'm clarifying, but like I just feel like she's just getting so many things wrong. All right, I'm sure I've been guilty of this at some point in some way. Honestly, overall, this is just another situation of somebody trying to make themselves out to be this, you know, complete victim that has done no wrong, and then you can just see for yourself that they're just not a good person, you know. Now obviously I am, you know, operating off of the evidence that I see, and it would be really funny if BXBullet was completely right and Tipster had just decided to make a fake account and then attack somebody way smaller than him. I don't understand what the point of that would be. I don't see the motive here, but maybe he was just like, oh, I feel like messing with somebody, like that guy that was friends with John Swan. I forget his name for right now, but like his main thing was like trolling people, and he would just do that for fun. Same as like Mama Max. He was just like, oh, okay, I'll just mess with people. Make people's days worse. And some people just like to do that. So I mean, what can you really do? But as far as we know, there's no indication of that being what is actually going on. So I'm gonna end off the video here. Thank you all so much for watching. I really and truly appreciate it. Goodbye.